Good morning, everyone. I'm Melissa, and I'm from Taichung草湖Elementary School. And it's my pleasure to be here, address my research entitled Effects of KWL Strategy on Vocabulary Learning Through Video. I'd like to conduct my presentation in the sequence shown on this slide. First, I'll start off by introduce an effective teaching tool to you, that is the KWL charts. And then I will move on to the action research session and my inspiration from courses of University of Auckland. Now I would like to talk about the effective teaching tool, that is the KWL charts. I use the KWL charts on the topic pizza. 6th graders in my school. I select this topic because this topic is the topic that students have more background knowledge, and also it is part of our content of the course book. I encourage students to use English to write and to fill in the KWL charts, and also use English while discussing about the content of the KWL charts. However, it was uneasy for students to use 100% of English in the process of filling this KWL chart. So later I allowed them to use Chinese and asked me to translate some Chinese words to English if they needed. So the first column, K, stands for what I know about pizza. Students will write something like, it tastes salty. And the second column, W, stands for what I want to know about pizza. And they write something like, what is it made of? And after they watch a video, they will fill in the third column, L, what I have learned about pizza. And let's move on to see the procedure, the teaching procedure of the KWL charts lesson. First, the student will read text related to the topic pizza in the course book as a quick warm-up. And then after that, the teacher will introduce the KWL charts by giving examples. And third, student will discuss and fill in the first and the second column of the KWL charts in groups. Fourth, teacher walks between the groups and translate words from Chinese to English if students have questions. And the fifth, teacher shares what each group of the students writes with the whole class. And after that, student will watch a video about pizza and discuss the third column of the KWL charts after they watch that video. And the last step is the teacher will repeat the step E. That is, I will share what students write in their KWL charts with the whole class. So that's a teaching procedure of a KWL chart lesson. And now I would like to move on to my action research. The research question proposed is, does the use of KWL charts improve students' vocabulary learning through video? And the participants were 50 EFL 6th graders from 3 classes with a mean age of 12 years. And they were studying in a public elementary school in central Taiwan. And for the research design, I adopt a pre- and post-test measure of the intervention. Now I would like to introduce the procedure of the study. First, students were given a vocabulary pre-test and followed by an instruction on how to use the KWL charts. And later, they will use the KWL charts for discussion. And for the step 3, students will discuss the first 2 columns of the KWL charts. And after that, they will watch a video related to the topic pizza. And after watching the video, they will use the KWL chart to discuss again. And this time for the third column, L, what I learned about pizza. And after they finish the writing of KWL charts, they were given a vocabulary post-test. And I would like to introduce the materials that I use for my action research. I use a YouTube video called Funny Fun Pizza Song by Blippi. And the pizza song by Blippi is about making pizza using fun foods like cereals, spaghettis, and gummy worms. We can take a look about the video, but just a little bit.
与健达奇趣蛋一同欢庆圣诞节。
Another advertisement.
有空吃水果。
So much to learn about. It'll make you
This is the video I use for the action research.
Hey! Whoa! Yum! Do you know what this is?
And I open the subtitle for students. I open the
This is a
English
piece of
subtitle for
pizza.
students.
I love pizza. It's so tasty smelling. I just want to eat it all up. But first, let's sing the pizza song together. Let's make a pizza that's yummy yum. Let's make a pizza that's funny fun. Let's make a pizza for tummy tum. Let's make a funny fun pizza. Let's make a pizza with cereals. We'll top it off with some marshmallows. Let's make a pizza with cereals. Let's make a funny fun pizza. Let's make a pizza with spaghetti, with meatballs and lots of cheese. Let's make a pizza with spaghetti. Let's make a funny fun pizza. Let's make a pizza.
Allow me to
gummy
skip a little bit. After they sing a song with animation, they will use the real food to introduce how to make a
That's
pizza.
funny fun.
And it's exactly the same song, but the animation is
Let's
different.
make a funny fun pizza. Let's make a pizza with cereals. We'll top it off.
So actually those vocabulary will keep repeat again and again, but they see the different
Let's
animation.
make a funny fun pizza. Let's make a pizza with spaghetti.
Okay, if you are interested, you can search online again. And now let's go back to the presentation. And now I would like to move on to talk about another materials, that is the vocabulary test and the target word selection of my action research. I adopt the vocabulary pre-test and post-test measured by the VKS, the vocabulary knowledge scale, developing by those two researchers. And that is a very well-known vocabulary test. So I choose this test is because that I don't need to do the reliability and the validity test again. So I trust them. And for the target word selection, I select 7 most frequent content words from the video as the target words. So no function words like a, and, or the, this kind of word, those words will be deleted. So only content words and the 7 most frequent ones in the video will be selected as target words. For the data analysis, a paired samples t-test was used to compare the vocabulary pre-test and post-test scores for each participant. And here is the results. As you can see from the table 1, table 1 offers a descriptive analysis of vocabulary pre-test and post-test. And on the pre-test, the lowest score was 9, and the highest score was 32. And on the post-test, the lowest score was 9, and the highest score was 35. And please know that the perfect score for this test is 35 because there are 7 vocabularies and 5 points for each vocabulary. So the perfect score is 35. And the mean score of these 50 participants increased from 16.06 on the pre-test to 17.3 on the post-test, suggesting that the use of the KWL charts could facilitate vocabulary learning. So I further do a comparison for the pre-test and post-test. So the table 2 shows the summary of paired samples t-test between pre-test and post-test of vocabulary scores. The mean difference, the fourth column, the mean difference between the pre-test and post-test was 1.24, and a comparison of the pre-test and post-test indicate that there were statistically significant difference between the two tests at the 0.05 level. So here is the significant level. In short, these 50 participants' vocabulary scores did improve significantly after using the KWL charts. Now I would like to share my inspiration from courses of UA. First, I figured out that a teacher could select a topic in which students have more background knowledge and encourage them to speak English in class. And second, the teacher could spend more time on sharing students' ideas and questions after they finish writing the KWL charts in groups, just like Professor Irene did for us when we studied in the University of Auckland. So that's my inspiration from courses of UA on the use of KWL charts. Do you have any questions about my presentation? If not, then thank you for your listening.